Hello, my name is Maria. I am 43 years old. I am late diagnosed autistic, diagnosed in 2022. And I am emerging artist. I finished AUB Fine Art this year. I graduated in July, so I'm just starting my creative career, and I'll try to answer the questions now. So, what is my creative practice? My creative practice is rooted in material, in transformation, and search of ways how to express myself without words, because as it is fairly known, autistic people struggle with expressing through traditional communication, word communication, and being visual artist or just artist, because I express myself also through many other non-visual media, is allowing me to convey thoughts, experiences, emotions, and just everything I would like to express through other channels than just words. That's why I do not use just one medium. I cannot say like I'm a painter or I'm a sculptor. I do everything. So I've done installations, sculptures, paintings, video, soundscapes, collages, assemblages, performance, dance, everything, land art. So I am very multidisciplinary, and I'm happy to work with the film or moving image. That's actually one of my favorite forms of work within fine art. So I can happily create moving image for the exhibition in your gallery. So how my practice looks in practice. I do not usually begin with like fixed image of what I am going to make and how I'm going to make, because my practice is very intuitive and process led, and I begin with material, for example sand, or an idea, something that has drawn me, for example cave interiors, or something I like, mushrooms, crystals, a question like why do I feel this way, and or emotion, yeah, like why do I feel sadness, and I allow that material, emotion, question, or simply just physical sensation. I allow this to lead me. I work to develop through experimentation. So I see making as a conversation between myself and the material, or in this case, when I will be working with people, between myself and other people. So there will be a conversation, and from that, I will, through the experimentation, through simply experience, I will develop the work. And if you want to have a movie, a film, a moving picture, I know this will be in this form, but how exactly it will look like, I never know. I like surrender in art. I very often surrender to my materials. So, for example, I allow liquid to flow however it likes. I might guide it, but also I listen to it. I pay attention to what it does independently. When maybe it sounds crazy, but I am a spiritual person, so I feel things. They speak to me, not with words, but like I have emotional resonance with so-called um, dead objects. So like paint, it speaks to me. The canvas, it speaks to me. And I don't know, the stone, sand, wax, whatever I work with, jasmonite, it speaks to me. And it tells me what it wants me to do. And the same conversation appears between me and other people. So I might not verbally hear from them what they actually want to communicate to me, but I can see it through their energy, face expression, body language, um, what they tell me or what they don't tell me also tells me a lot. So interaction with people, especially with autistic people, is very interesting for me. There is also this absolutely wonderful theory that there is, it's called double empathy problem. So there is this theory that autistic people do not, as previously assumed, lack communication skills, lack communication, yeah, communication, lack communication skills. They have just different communication style. It's more like a cross-cultural thing, like you have between different cultures, that what we assume and others assume can be different, and this is where it crashes in the middle and the communication fails. So with allistic people, communication is different. With autistic people, communication is different. And I experienced that in everyday life as an autistic person by feeling awkward and misunderstood by non-autistic person, and completely wonderful feeling with autistic people. And that's why I would like to have this opportunity. My work explores transformation, first of all. Yes, that interconnectedness, oneness, spirituality, but also memory, identity, consciousness, and relationships between macro and micro, internal self, and the wider nature, natural world. I love scaling up and scaling down. So looking at, for example, drop of ocean and then seeing the cosmos is something that interests me. Looking at cellular level and then like looking at the that very big macrocosmic perspective, that's something that interests me personally. Also unseen, I'm interested in boundary between what can and cannot be seen. So for example, emotional landscapes, altered states of consciousness, spiritual experiences, trauma. In my degree show, I created installation called In Observatum, which means unseen, and I was trying to explore and show physically in material objects or through senses, because there was also sound included. I wanted to show, explore that consciousness, memory, and identity, things that cannot be seen, but I wanted to show them through physical senses as sight, touch, sound, space, because it was installation that you were going through. You can see a movie from my installation. I put the link because it's really hard for me to describe it in words, so it's better if you just look at it. But the idea was that I show unseen, and people can experience something that I am experiencing on an emotional, spiritual level when I'm immersing myself in those worlds that are non-material. Nature is a big part of my creative process. It can be an inspiration or a collaborator in my process, in my practice. Its cycles of growth, decay, and renewal help me think about human experience not as something separate from the environment, but as a part of the same continuous process of change. So again, that interconnectedness, oneness, cycles, natural processes, cycles, that's something that very, very interests me. My autism is a big part of my creative process as well. As I said, like I feel first of all. So there is that sensory feel, and when I say sensory, I don't mean only five senses. I can feel energy. Like I can get into the room full of people, and I know exactly how people feel, who like how individuals feel, what's happening with them internally, even though they're saying something completely different to me in my face. So feeling is a big part of my creative process. Autistic way of doing things also is to dive very deeply and achieve almost like a trance-like state. I like working like this very much, throw myself very deeply into something, immerse myself, and emerge from it when the process is done. Sensory sensitivity is also a huge part of my process. I'm very I'm jumping between sensory overload, like in my degree installation where there was just so much going on. There was this disturbing sound playing loudly from two speakers, and there was visual onslaught of colors and glitter that was shining and fake snow that was reflecting sunshine, and there was so much sparkle and shape, and it was just like massively complicated, a mass of crystals, fake crystals. And color, yeah. So I jump between the sensory overload and complete focus on one particular sensory stimuli and zooming in. So the detail can carry incredibly big meaning for me. So I expect that my final work will be either sensory overload with huge emotional intensity, or completely calm and detail focused trance-like experience, or a mix of both. I like those opposite forces, like immersion and overload, control and surrender, concealment and revelation. Because I am like that. I'm very full of contrasts, and I like showing that in my work. So how I will be working with other autistic people. First of all, I would like to just be present with them and get to know them. As I said, connection, interconnectedness is very important for me. And the deeper the connection, the more meaningful my life becomes. And I think also the more meaningful the artwork would be. the more impactful as well. So I don't know exactly how this will look like, apart from I would like to get into the room full of other autistic people, or exactly opposite, to the room with just one of them at the time, because again, I don't know yet how we'll be working. We'll find out in the process what works, what doesn't, and get to know them, observe them, be next to them. We autistic people very often don't need words very much. We are happy with so-called parallel play. It's called parallel play. Just like being next to each other and doing your own thing, but you feel connected and you get to know the other person through that as well, because we might not lift our eyes to observe them, but we do observe them with all our senses, the sixth sense included. So feeling other person energy in the room is as much important as looking at them, talking to them. So I would like to just get to know other participants of this experiment, and hopefully I will also get to know their stories. It's not like we won't be talking. I hope that there will be lots of conversation, which I would like to record. I would like to record everything, not only a voice, but also visuals. So I plan to have lots of recording equipment, obviously with the consent of the participants, where I could just simply record them as they are. As they are observed from outside, and then we can experiment with sound that we'll put in that, how we'll edit that, cut and combine together. It might be completely, narrative like document style, or end up as a absolutely psychedelic, fast-paced experience that, there will be that sensory overload. I don't know yet, or might be both, or might be something in between, a little bit of both. I don't know it, but definitely I'm looking forward to meet other autistic people and simply get to know them. My practice is also transformation focused. It's not only about transforming materials into something else, an artwork. It's the transformation that is happening within me, and transformation that is happening when my artwork is engaged with by public. So I very much pay attention to this interconnectedness that is happening between me and the rest of the world, and between what I produce and the rest of the world. Because it's a two-way street, and as much as I might influence material influences me. As much as I create the artwork creates me, and the same with my artwork, creating a response within audience, and audience giving me feedback is also something that creates me. So I love this interconnectedness. It's like my practice is very deeply rooted in spirituality, and my spirituality is based on oneness and interconnectedness, that everything is first of all conscious. So material is conscious matter that can speak to me, and we are all connected as not only human beings, but even elements, water, earth, obviously plants and animals. Everything is interconnected and creates oneness, one conscious entity that some people describe as God. For me, it's just universe. Everything that exists is oneness, and I love exploring that oneness through connection. And as an autistic person who struggles very much with verbal communication in non-autistic world with non-autistic people, I experience that interconnectedness very often from other side as a loneliness and disconnection. And I am very curious about discovering other late diagnosed autistic people's experiences in this matter. I feel personally very kind of involved in this project because it so much relates to my personal experiences. Being diagnosed when I was 39 completely changed my life and allowed me to basically fix my life, because I was at absolutely crashing point in 2022. Before my diagnosis, I was suicidal and my life was just falling apart because I thought I am a failure as a human being. And it turned out after diagnosis that, it changed my perspective. I am not failing as a human being. I'm just different and I need to reorganize my life according to that diagnosis. How am I different? And this also started my journey in art. First went to college, then I went to uni. So I am really curious personally about other late diagnosed autistic people's experiences in that matter. And generally, I crave connection with autistic people because it has been assumed that autistic people lack empathy, communication skills, etc. And the experiment made recently has proved that it's not as much as our lack, autistic people's deficit, but a difference in a communication style, because I feel deeply connected with other autistic people, and I find communication with them so much easier than with non-autistic people. So that's my personal lived experience. But until there was this research done that proved double empathy problem, it was assumed that there is something wrong with us. It turned out no. So yeah, I'm very personally involved in that project already, emotionally involved, very personally interested. My experience of collaboration, participatory or inclusive arts practice, well, there is a lots of. Before I was an artist, I was working as a teaching assistant, and I specialized in art workshops with children, and at least half of them were special needs autistic. So I know how to lead groups of people and how to lead a collaborative project from my previous life in education. But as an artist, during my college and uni years, I have experienced a lots of collaborative work. So obviously I was collaborating on various art projects. We were together creating exhibitions or works, sculptures, paintings, performances. I was actually seeking this sort of experiences myself, I was looking for other departments within the uni to collaborate with, and I had one very wonderful experience with dance department. There was another student that was seeking for her final major project. She was seeking different individuals that can express music through their craft. So she had writers, she had other dancers, she had fine art artists, she had model makers, animators. She had lots of people that used different mediums to express their response to the music. So she, as a dancer, she obviously danced, and me as an artist, I did a painting as a response to the music that she presented to us, and all our responses were included in an exhibition that happened on the campus, and it was incredibly nice and kind of like I don't know the word. Just very interesting to see how individuals perceive the world. For example, the music. What is the response? How unique an individual response can be to the same piece of music. I love that individual lens. I love seeing other people's experiences, perspectives, because I have my own, and it's completely unique. It's completely different. And as an autistic person, I also struggle with imagining how other people might feel unless I experienced it myself. So, like, before I ever been depressed in my life, I couldn't understand depression in other people, and only I have experienced it myself, I could relate and I could understand. So, seeing through art those experiences is very enriching for me individually. So, I really loved that experience, and I would like to create the similar experience for non-autistic people, like see us, get to know us, autistic people, especially lately diagnosed autistic people, through our lenses, through our lived experiences, how we see the world, how we see ourselves, how we communicate, how we interact with the outside world. What is our story? Yeah, that would be wonderful. I am also an active member and co-founder of mature mature women artists group called I'm Mature Collective. I have created our Instagram. I have co-organized our exhibition. So yeah, collaborative work is something I really like and have experience with. Ultimately, I want my practice to create encounters rather than provide fixed explanations. I would like to I would like people to enter a space where they can immerse themselves in experience. They could feel something is happening, but they wouldn't be able to name it straight away. I think the best part of being an artist, for me at least individually, is that I never know what will happen. I never know what I will create. I never know what will transpire during the process. And that's, anticipation and curiosity that is in me is very it's what art is about for me. That I will go in meet a group of people and I never know what will happen, and I never know what we'll create together, and I don't know how the artwork will look like. I only know that you would prefer the film, which is absolutely fine for me, but what if we discover that we actually want to do installation within the process? It's possible. Or both. So we don't know. And that unknown is what fascinates me. And the journey of discovering actually what will happen and where we arrive is the best part of being an artist for me. The best part of my artistic practice.